Hi, everybody. We were challenged by our pastors this week to share our Jesus stories online. Some of the best peer pressure I'm responding to. So here's mine. I was brought up in a Christian home. My parents always took us to church. My dad would try to do devotions with us around the table, around the dinner table. And when I was 10 years old, I decided to get baptized. And I think when I was young, I was on the right path. But then as I got older, as a teenager, I started to stray a little bit, started making a lot of mistakes. By the time I got to college in my early 20s, my relationship with God was pretty much non-existent. I went to church once in a blue moon, would sometimes go with my parents when I was home for the weekend visiting. But I couldn't even tell you where my Bible was during those days, and I would only pray if I needed something. I was very far from God for a while there. And in the early 2000s, I moved back to the Dayton area, started going back to my home church. And, as an adult, I was invited to serve in various things. I was invited to small groups and whatnot. And I said no to the first few things that I was asked to, and the first few things I was invited to. And I remember my dad saying to me, he said, well, if you're nothing more than a pew warmer on a Sunday morning, Jesus is going to change your life. That stung a little bit to hear, but he was right. And so I just started to think about it. And the next time someone invited me to something, I said yes. Around the same time, our pastor announced that they were going to be sending a team on a mission trip to the Dominican Republic. And I remember David said, maybe the question for you isn't why, but why not? I was like, yeah, why not? I can go. I don't have any real good reasons why I couldn't go. I was an able-bodied person. I could take time off work, so I signed up and I went. And it was there in the Dominican that I really became convicted of what the Lord was trying to say to me. I was very ethnocentric, very hard-hearted at the time, and walking those streets and seeing the people had so little, but yet they still loved the Lord so much, and they were so happy. I'm by no means special. We are all His favorites, and it's seeing that really opened my eyes. And in other trips I've been on, a lot of my MCC family can resonate with this. You go to Haiti, and you see the horrible monetary and living conditions there in Haiti, but man, the joy they have and worshiping the Lord, it's awe-inspiring. It's awesome. So, in recent years, the Lord has really spoke to me, has made me look at everything with a different lens. I'm by no means perfect. I'm still a work in progress. I'm hopefully better, closer to Jesus than I was 10 years ago, than I was 5 years ago. Hopefully I'm a little better than I was even 6 months ago. But that's what we're supposed to do. We're supposed to continually challenge ourselves and be open to where the Lord is leading us. And that's what I try to do. Through the Lord has carried me through some of the greatest tragedies in my life. Losing our first daughter, losing my 21-year-old nephew to cancer. It was like a son to me. Jesus carried me through those things. He put the right people in my life that could speak to my heart and just continue to encourage me. And He spoke to me directly in prayer during those dark times. He's also brought me the greatest joys of my life. He brought me Gabby. We met at our church, we got married there, and we have built a life together. We have these 3 beautiful little kids that are sleeping right now, and it's been the greatest joy of my life to be a dad and be her husband. Today we serve at our church in various things, and Lord, we try to talk to our kids every day about the Lord. We have Bibles that we got for each of them, where we write notes and highlight passages of them. Look forward to the day when we can hand them those, probably when they graduate from high school. We're trying to raise them to love Jesus. Hopefully, spare them from some of the pain that I went through. Life isn't necessarily going to be easier with Jesus. Man, it sure is better. He's always here. Always. It took me a long time to get that. But I'm thankful that I did. And I hope that someone that sees this might resonate with something that I shared, and that you might come to me or someone else you know with any questions you might have. But, I love Jesus. And today's Easter, and it is the summit of our faith, the fact that he rose again, and that we get to celebrate that today. Celebrate differently this year. It's really weird not to be able to see everyone in person and hug everybody. But Lord, he is risen. I hope you guys all celebrate today and recognize what he did for us. Thanks for listening.